Hi, everyone. Good evening. I hope you're all well. We're all fine. We've had a good day and we are ready for the session today. So let me see how many of you are here already. Oh, wow. We have quite a number of people in already. So, hi, Michaela. Hi, Michaela. Thank you so much for joining us. I can see we're around 15 in the room. So if you've just joined us, please feel free to introduce yourself in the chat section and let us know where you're joining us from. Feel free to introduce yourself in the chat section. Tell us your name and where you're joining us from. Let's make this session very interactive and very engaging. So let me say hi to you in the chat section. Hi, Andy. It's nice to have you here. Good evening. Yes, so I've opened the flow with a greeting. So, hi, Andy. Andy, thank you so much for joining us. Hi, Fikir Media. Hi, Brianna and Isabella. Bethlehem from the Gambia. Wow, that's nice. Hey, I'm Ansa from Madagascar. Andy is Androme. Andy, I'll just call you Andy from Burundi. And then I have Emily. Then I have Zainab, Shanila, Aina, Haingonirina, Madagascar, Mozambique, Nigeria. Stephanie is joining from Chad. And then Tareen from South Africa. Fikir Media from Ethiopia. Wow, this is so nice. You can see we have so many people from all over the continent. It's really nice to have you here. I'm really glad to be here today. I know this is our first session. Lizette, I see you. I haven't ignored you. Arita Globe, that's Princess Arita. I also see you. Beatrice, I see you from Ghana. Inspiring Women of Africa. I can see Mai. Mai, it's nice to have you here. No, we were looking forward to having this session today. Then Lizette from Benin, and then I have Mirel from Burundi. Faraja just joined us. Mariam is joining us from Uganda. So I'm really, really happy to have you here today. Thank you all so much for joining. Just give me a second. Let me switch my network a bit so that I make sure everything is fine. All right. All right. So thank you so much for joining us. Like I mentioned, so my name is Beryl Okwach. I'm your trainer for the day. On your screen, you can see the topic that we're going to cover. Today, we're going to look at how you can build your brand and sell on the online space. Hi, Anissa, and then getting along with EA from Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone. So sorry for that. So, like I mentioned, my name is Berry Lokwach. I'm your trainer for the day. I'm based in Kenya. And in the chat section, I have my colleague who just joined us. Her name is Judith Lokosu. You can see her name is in blue with the blue spanner next to it. So Judith is from Benin. All right. So Judith is my colleague. I work with her at Impacta, and she's from Benin. She will be the moderator for today's session. So if you have any question, if you have any inquiry, please feel free to drop your comments, drop your inquiries in the chat section. Judith will be catering to them, and I'll also be coming back to the chat section to pick questions and responding to them. So I really want to ensure that we are all on the same page as we move along. So before we even begin, I would like to give a big thank you to Inspiring Women of Africa. We are all here courtesy of them, of this partnership. The main focus at the end of the day is to ensure that we learn how to leverage on the digital space to sell our products or to increase our revenues or to build our brands. So thank you so much to Inspiring Women of Africa. Mai, I know you're here. I read your comment before. So thank you so much for this partnership. And we are happy to walk this journey with you. The digital skills training has 8 topics. That means you're going to have 8 sessions. Each session is 1 hour. Each session lasts for 1 hour. And we'll technically be having 2 sessions in a week. Okay, so we'll have the first session today and the other session at the end of the week, that is on Friday. Is it Friday? No. So we'll have the first session today. Sorry, let me confirm when we will be having the next session. Will be on 18th. That is on Wednesday, same time. So please make sure you always mark your calendar so that you don't miss out on the sessions. This is our first session, and we're going to look at how to build your brand on the online space. So let's begin. If you're ready for us to start the session, thank you for those who've liked the session. So you can hit the thumbs up button to like this session. And then you can click on the notifications, on the bell icon. You can follow us, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and then hit the bell icon to get notifications of future sessions. So make sure you don't miss out on anything. Martha Mudhoni from Kenya. Yes, that is my country mate. And then I have Jalo from Gambia, Kalifua from Zambia, Conte, and then Ciara from Tanzania. That's a nice name, Ciara. Then there's Melody from Zimbabwe, Leonard from Namibia, Michaela said she's from Burundi. So I'll first clap for Michaela. She was the first person who joined us even before I got live. Even before I went live, Michaela was the first person to join us. So thank you so much, Michaela. Yela from Ghana, all right? And then Gadhoni from Nakuru, Kenya. Thank you all so much for joining us. We only have 1 hour, so make sure that you're taking notes as we move along. And then Judith will be dropping some links in the chat section that you can go over after the class, probably just to learn more. So make sure you will be copying those links. You can paste them on your browser, open tabs on your browser, paste them on your browser. You can always look at them and learn more after the session. All right, so that when you come back for the next session on Wednesday, if you have any questions, you can always just ask. And then an attendance form will be shared towards the end of the session. Make sure you fill in the attendance form with the correct names as you would like for it to appear on your certificate. So an attendance form will be shared for us to count, for us to. No, Shanila, I saw I saw other people who say they're from Mozambique. I saw other people who say they're from Mozambique. Okay. So like I was saying, make sure you fill in the attendance form with the correct name as you would want for it to appear on your certificate. All right. So if you're ready for us to start the session, you can drop me an emoji so that I know we are all on the same page. I'd like for us to start together. If you're ready for us to kickstart the session, drop me an emoji. Drop me an emoji if it's a thumbs up, if it's a smiley. I just want to know that we are moving together. I'm waiting for your go ahead, really. I don't want this to look like a lecture. So always, if you have any questions, please just drop them. Thank you so much, Andy, for that. Andy's ready for us to start. Tiana, thank you so much for the smiley. Pitia, Mudoni, Tarin, Yala, Fikir Media, Aina, I see you all. Mariam, Conte, Beatrice, Johnny with Nicole, Shanila. I'm trying to keep up. Leonard, Kalifwa, thank you all so much. So let's start the session. The 3 agendas we're going to cover in this session. Like I said, it's only a 1 hour session. So I have to make sure that I don't go past the 1 hour session at the end of the, at the end of the day. So the 3 things we're going to cover. This session is divided into 3. The first thing you're going to look at is how do you establish your brand on the online space? You want to get to the online space. What are the different things that you need to look at and to consider when you want to place your brand on the online space? The next thing we have e-commerce. E-commerce is growing widely. So per year, we have so many people, so many people are encouraged to shop online. So it gives you a reason on why you would need, if you want to place your products on the online space. So how do you get started with developing your own e-commerce offering? And then utilizing social media to drive sales, because at the end of the day, as much as we're looking at e-commerce or websites, we still have social media platforms. So how do you look at the different social media platforms, the features of each platform, and decide on which one will work for you? So those are the 3 things that you're going to look at. But before we start the session, we have 1 week long boot camp that we partnered with Google for. So it's called the Google Hustle Academy. It's a 1 week long boot camp. We have not had the first one for this year yet, but we are working on it. So you would want to sign up. It's free. You don't have to pay for anything. So like I mentioned, it's 1 week long. So Monday to Friday, morning to evening, and it's all virtual. And you get to be taught on a lot of things. How do you want to increase your revenue, as a business owner? How do you pitch your business? You want to pitch your business, you want to create a pitching deck. What are the components of a pitching deck? All right. How do you position yourself to be investor ready? What are the different funding options available for SMEs? You want to get started with the practical bits of digital marketing. How do you go about that? So all these things are covered in depth in the Hustle Academy. Judith will share the link in the chat section. Make sure you copy the link, paste it on a different tab, and then you can look at it after the class. Because I don't want you to look at it right now so that you get logged out of the class. So make sure you just take note of the link and copy it someplace else. You look at it later on and make sure you sign up. Remember, I said this is very free and you get to learn a lot of things that otherwise, I mean, if you were to get the same information someplace else, you'd probably have to pay for it. And we're offering it to you for free. So I would like to know, most of us here are business owners. How do you currently market your business? How do you currently market your business? How do you currently market your business? I'll give you an example. It could be maybe you have a Facebook page. So maybe you market your business on Facebook, right? That's just an example. I don't know. So you're the business owner here. How do you currently market your business? How do you currently market your business? Let me see your responses. Remember, I said I would like this session to be very interactive. All right. So please feel free to drop your comments in the chat section. I have Judith with me there helping with, basically moderating the session. And I'm also here trying to look at your responses. How do you currently market your business? Gloria says via WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, both paid and sponsored ads. All right. And then Fikir Media says TV. Wow. Okay. Facebook and Instagram. Taryn says website and social media. Uh-huh. Fikir again says YouTube. Answer says door to door. All right. Swift Mora says WhatsApp and Facebook. Getting along with EA says WhatsApp broadcast group. Rabioni says social media. Shanila, Facebook and WhatsApp. Zainab, social media. Beatrice, internet. Elizabeth says via Facebook, WhatsApp, and Instagram. Zainab, precisely WhatsApp. So this WhatsApp that you're mentioning, are you using the normal WhatsApp or you're basically using WhatsApp business? Because I would recommend WhatsApp business. Khalifa says WhatsApp status, and I post my products in similar groups, usually not paid. I depend on people I know. So mostly organic for you. Shidani, Instagram, then there's word of mouth, social media. Most businesses are advertising online. Yes, more and more people are discovering the power of the online space. So you get to realize that more business owners are trying to utilize the online space to market their business. All right. So thank you so much for those responses. It's very, very encouraging to have a lively class. To have a live class is very encouraging. So remember, we say that this session is divided into three. And the first thing you're going to look at is establishing your brand on the online space. So you've told me the different platforms that you use to market your business. What are some of the benefits that you've gotten from taking your business online? What are some of the benefits that have accrued to business or to you as a business owner by taking your business on the online space? Okay. You've used Facebook, you've used Google Ads, you've used WhatsApp, you've used Instagram, YouTube. What else have I missed? I'm trying to see what I've missed from the comments that were previously shared. So from those online platforms, what are some of the benefits that you've gotten from taking your business on the online space? Have you increased your reach? Have you made more sales? What are some of the benefits that are brought about by businesses when they go online? Let me see. Jalo says most view app is TikTok. You can easily market it and get customers. Yes. Um, Padumo says you can get more customers than. I think that statement is incomplete. Secure media reaching international customers, yes, because when you're on the online space, you're not just limited to your geographical, to the area in which you're located. If I'm in Kenya and I want to sell my products in Tanzania or Uganda, I just need to go online. I don't need to be physically in a town in Tanzania or physically in a town in Uganda to be able to make sales. That is the power of social media. You get numerous clients, you increase your reach, basically. Yeah. And then the statistics, Zainab, hassle-free transactions and gaining more customers. Then brand visibility. I like the term that you've used, getting along with the air. I like the brand. I like the term that you've used. You increase your brand visibility. More and more people are able to discover your business. All right. Leonard says, I would like to be a content creator. Hope I'm at the right place. Yes. I mean, before you get started with content creation, you need to look at, how do you position yourself to your target audience, whoever you want to target with your content? How do you position yourself? All right. How do you get to know about their interests? How do you get to know about their challenges? What are you supposed to do? What are the different platforms that can work for you? What are the different platforms that you can settle on? Okay. So you are in the right place. Thank you so much, Leonard, for joining. Khalifa, I haven't really increased my sales, but I think I'm getting familiarity up to make more sales as time goes by. Yes. So when you even get started with, placing your business on the online space, there's something called the customer journey funnel. There's something called the customer journey funnel. So you know how a funnel looks like. It's wide at the top and then it's narrow at the bottom. So if you look at the customer journey funnel, at the top there is awareness. All right. So I hope you're drawing this on your notebook. So at the top there's awareness. That is the first step in the customer journey funnel. So you're in the online space, you've decided, let me open a Facebook page. The first thing you need to you need to have as an objective is to increase your awareness. You can't just open a Facebook page and expect to start making sales immediately. It's something that is growing. There's something called a pipeline. All right. So there's awareness at the top. After awareness, there's interest. All right. So after interest, there's evaluation. After evaluation, there is engagement. And then after engagement, there is conversion. Okay. So I'll mention those 5 components again. There's awareness, interest, evaluation, uh, engagement, and then conversion. So I'll give you an example of maybe a car yard. Okay. So assuming I'm selling cars, do you understand? So for you to understand how the customer journey funnel works, so assuming I'm selling cars, then I place an ad online I place an ad maybe on Facebook. All right. So there's awareness. There are people who will see my ad. Okay. And then there are people who will click my ad. So they'll click my ad. The fact that if they've clicked my ad, it shows that they have interest. Do you understand? The fact that they've clicked my ad, it shows that they have interest. So those people who just see my ad and don't do anything remain at the awareness step. But the people who clicked my ad have moved on to the interest stage of the customer journey funnel. And then there are people again from the ones who clicked my ad, there are people who will go to my website and look at the different brands of cars that I'm selling. If they want to get a Mercedes, if they want to get a BMW, if they want to get a Volvo, they look at these options on my website. They'll be doing their research. So that's why it keeps narrowing. So like 100 people saw my ad. That's on awareness. Okay. 80 people clicked on the ad. So these are people who've shown interest. From the people who clicked the ad, 50 people went to my website. So I have 50 who've moved down to evaluation. Then I have people who are really, really serious. They feel like I have this money, but maybe it's not, probably it doesn't match the amount that I had on my website. So they move on to engagement and they come to me and they ask me, hi, so what are the features of this car? Do you think that you can prorate the price downwards? Can I bargain the price? So those are the people who move to engagement. Maybe I have 30 people moving to engagement, and then I have 10 people who actually decide to convert with me. Okay, so that is how the customer journey funnel works. All right. So let's move on to the next part of our session. I really hope you've understood my explanation. If you have any question, just to drop it in the chat section. I will come back to pick it up and look at it. All right. So it's very important to look at data, and it's very important to look at statistics of previous case scenarios, and then you look at the projection. So let's see why businesses are growing online. First of all, only in last year alone, we had 1.79 billion people who shopped online. So 1.79 billion people around the world shopped online. And then 97% of people, or rather of clients, learn more about a business online than anywhere else. And this is from proven data. All right. Research was done from previous cases, and then the tabulation was done. And this is the figure that came up. 97% of clients learn more about a business online than anywhere else. And then 95% of purchases, if you're looking at projections, will be through e-commerce by 2014. It basically shows you more and more people are shopping online, and more businesses are placing themselves on the online space. So if you're looking at projection, 95% of purchases will be through e-commerce by 2040. So businesses can use the internet for various things. You can decide to sell products in the online space, which is mostly what most of us do. You can decide to buy products. So the different vendors or suppliers that you work with, you can always get them on the online space, and you can buy from them. You can buy raw materials that you need for your business online. Then you can also advertise on the online space. You can do the organic advertising, that is the normal posting that you normally do. And then you can also decide on paid ads. So if you're looking at paid social media ads, if you're looking at Google ads, that is search engine marketing, then you're able to reach more customers. And we talked about this when I mentioned this when some of us dropped some comments. Some comments in the chat section when they said you're able to increase your brand visibility. So the more I mean, when you have more and more people coming to your Facebook page, it means that you're increasing your reach as a business. All right. And then there's also researching competition. You're able to look at what your competitor is doing. Are they doing the right thing? Why? How are they doing the right thing? Is it working out for them? Can I replicate the same for my business? Or this is what my competitor is doing. It's not working out for them. So obviously, I can't make the same decision. What is the gap that I can leverage on to ensure that I create my own unique selling point as a business that distinguishes me from my competition? Okay. So when you're looking at building an online space, you can decide to get started with a website. There's the normal display website that we have. I think that's what most people know. So the normal display website with the home page, about us page, services page, and then contact us page. Then there's e-commerce platforms that you can decide to get started on, right? There's social media pages if you want to get started with social media pages. And there's the business directory. You want to list your business on the business directory. And we're going to look at all this in detail in this session. So I've mentioned you can decide to have your own website. It could be a display website, all right? And then you can decide on social media. There are very many platforms. There's Facebook, there's Instagram, there's Twitter, LinkedIn. Right now we have TikTok, all right? Then there's the online directory. It could be the yellow business pages or the Africa business pages. Then there's the e-commerce platform, and we're going to look at this in detail in the next part of this session. So when we want to focus on e-commerce, let's look at e-commerce because we saw that 95% of sales will be through e-commerce by 2040. That is the projection that we had in one of the slides that we've looked at. So in Africa alone, we have 400 million internet users, second to China. So that means China is leading, and then we have Africa with 400 million internet users. Then we'll have 10% of retail sales with an estimated value of 75 billion by 2025. So this is also projecting. So by 2025, retail sales worth 75 billion will be we'll have, 10% of all retail sales with an estimated value of 75 billion will be in 2025. And then I have 16.5 billion revenue generated from e-commerce in 2017. So that is through previous case studies. So we've looked at the how how online purchases have been for businesses in the previous years, and in 2017 alone we had 16.5 billion revenue billion worth of revenue generated from e-commerce alone. So are we together up to that point? Let me see if we are together up to that point. No, three of us from Sierra Leone. I thought I was the only one from Sierra Leone. Sorry. So I hope you are all on the same page. I will just move on. I will stop briefly to pause for questions in the next slide. So if you're looking at e-commerce platforms, you can decide to get started with either Amazon, Konga, or Jumia. Konga is, if you're in Nigeria, it's the leading platform. It's the leading platform, leading e-commerce platform in Nigeria. And then mostly, I think if you're in Kenya, I think there's also Jumia Nigeria, but Jumia really works well in Kenya as an e-commerce platform. You can decide to also buy some space on Jumia and place your business there. All right. So for e-commerce platforms, you can decide on either Amazon, Konga, and Jumia. And then if you're looking at, maybe I don't think e-commerce would work for me, so can I try and look at a different option? So you want to place your business on the online marketplace. You can decide on either Kilimall, which I know really works well in Kenya as well. I've bought some products online from Kilimall as well. So and they're very genuine. I can say that. Then sorry, there's also bidder buy, which works really well in South Africa. Sorry, in South Africa. And then there's Gigi. With Gigi, you're even able to sell cars on Gigi. Okay. So if you want to get started with an online marketplace, you can decide on either Kilimall, bidder buy, or Gigi. All right. So there's also, look, remember we are looking at the different platforms that you can use to place your business on the online space. So we've talked about e-commerce. We've looked at the online marketplaces. You can decide on listing your business on the business directory. So that's the yellow pages of Africa and the Africa business pages. Those are the two that you can look at. And then when you want to get started with listing your business on the online directory, all right, if it's yellow pages or if it's Africa business pages, the first thing you need to do is to register your business details. What is your business name? What do you deal with? Which industry are you in? All right. How can people reach out to you? So what are your contact details? If it is a phone number, if you have a fax, I'm not sure fax, people still use fax. If it is your email, how do you want people to reach you? What is your location? It will also help in getting people to know about where you're located. So if they want to make walk-in visits, the better for you, all right? And your country and region where you're located as a business. So make sure you input all your details. You need to put yourself in the shoes of your buyer or your client, your target audience, and try and figure out what would someone want to learn about my business. All right. So place yourself on your audience's shoes and try and understand their perspective. What would they want to learn about their business? And then that is how you position your business. All right. Then there's also the social media. There's Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube. All right. TikTok. The TikTok icon is not here. So when you want to get started, the first thing, in Facebook or Instagram, you need to create business pages, not personal profiles. So you need to create business pages. And the best thing with Facebook and Instagram is you can always link them together. So you can always link your Facebook and your Instagram. And then if you have a WhatsApp business number, you can always sync it with your Facebook. When someone goes to your Facebook page and they click on that number, it brings them directly to your WhatsApp. Do you understand? So it's easy for them to engage with you. All right. So there's Facebook, you can link with Instagram, and you can also sync it with your WhatsApp business. And then you need to add pictures. Remember, people are very visual. People are very visual. Okay. So you need to entice them with appealing photos. If it is photos of your products, if it is photos of your business premise, you need to include photos on your social media. And it is usually recommended that on the social media pages, you have maybe your business logo as the profile picture, and then your cover image could be a photo relating to what your business does. So if you're a tours and travel company, you can have maybe a bonfire as your cover image. You can have your travel van as the cover image. Technically, if I take one glance at the photo, I'll be able to tell what this business is about. If you're a restaurant, you can have a cover image of food. Okay. So remember, you need to have your logo as your profile picture, and then a photo that depicts what your business is about as the cover image. And your photos have to be high quality. And whatever posts that you make, they need to be very interactive. You need to encourage engagement, and you need to have a call to action. What do you want people to do when they see your post? Do you want them to call you? Do you want them to visit you? Do you want them to go to your website? Do you want people to email you? What is your call to action? Okay. So remember that I've talked about posting, but when you're looking at populating your page, you need to indicate, you know, this is what we do. This is where we are located. These are our operating hours. It's very important for people to know your operating hours. All right. So you need to populate your page to ensure that it is well optimized. All right. So that is the first part of the session. Let me see. So I'll post for questions. If you have any question, please let me know. I'm just looking at the chat section to ensure that I have not missed anything. Beatrice, I'm using my phone so I can't see your screen clear. Beatrice, just go to the settings of your phone, go to settings, select quality, click on advanced and select 720 as the highest resolution. Your screen will become clear. So do I have any questions? Because of the high number of scams involving online sales here in my country, Mozambique, people no longer trust online sales much. How can I earn your trust? Remember, like I said, it takes time to earn your clients' trust. All right. But how do you, as a business, try and encourage more people to uh, purchase from you? So I've put my business on the online space. I've indicated my correct details. Like I literally am not lying about anything. This is my number. This is where we are located. This is what to deal with. And then for the people who have um, converted with you before, they've bought from you, they're satisfied. You can encourage them to drop reviews either on your Facebook page, or if you have a Google business profile, encourage your clients to drop reviews for you. Because as a new client, if I come to your page and I see you have very many positive reviews, I get some bit of confidence in in engaging with you. Than if I come to your page, I don't see any comments, I don't see any any reviews from your previous clients, I wouldn't know how you deal. Okay. So try, the first thing I think would be to ensure that first you're consistent. You need to show that you're active. I've created my Facebook page. As a new user, if I come to your page and I see that you posted, I want to buy from you today, and I come to your page and I see that you posted the last time in 2020, yet you're still indicating that you're an operational business, it does not make sense to me. Okay, because I will look at your previous post, I will look at the engagement that you have to see how legit you are. All right. So you have to ensure that you're consistent, to ensure that your page is always operational, it's always active. You can encourage your former clients to drop their reviews on your pages. All right. So I hope I've answered that as a first step, Shanila. The attendance list will be shared towards the end of the session. So please note that. The attendance list link will be shared towards the end of the session. So please make sure you don't miss it. What about sponsoring YouTubers to talk about your business? So basically that is on influencer marketing. So when you're looking at getting into influencer marketing, you don't just choose any influencer because this person is an influencer. You need to look at who are the kind of people who follow these influencers. Are they my target audience? Maybe you're dealing with maybe you have products that are targeting, maybe probably your products are targeting the male population, all right? Assuming your products that are targeting the male population, and you go and seek a YouTuber or an influencer who is mostly who is mostly followed by maybe young girls, and then you want to talk to this person, you want to engage with this person to talk about your business. So you see there's a bit of disconnect. You need to understand this is the influence I'm looking at. Fine. It's not all about numbers. And when I talk about numbers, it's not all about the number of people who follow that person. You need to look at the possible impact that they will have. All right. So these are the kind of people, or this is the demographic of people following this YouTuber. Are these the people that I am targeting? All right. So that if I am engaging this influencer because I'm putting my money on the table, am I going to have some return on investment? So those are some of the things that you need to look at before you decide on influencer marketing. Okay. So I hope I've also responded to that, Michaela. All right, we'll move on to the next part of this session, which is basically talking about e-commerce. So thank you so much, Jalo. Thanks a lot. It works. Oh, wow, the resolution. Okay, all right. Shanila says thanks. All right, you're welcome. So let's move on to the next part of this session, which is basically to talk about your e-commerce offering. When you want to get started with e-commerce, the first thing you need to do is to have a domain name. You need to have a domain name. What do I mean by a domain name? Domain name could be like I'm working for Impactor. So Impactors, we have a website and our domain now is www.impactor.org. It could be www.impactor.com or .net or .co.ke, but basically that URL, that is your domain. What people will use to find your business on Google, that is your domain name, okay? So you need to have a domain name when you want to get started with e-commerce. So you can get your domain name from Africa Domain or Google Domain. Judith will post these links in the chat section. Judith will post the links in the chat section. Okay, sorry. Judith will post the links in the chat section. So you can look at Africa Domain and you can look at Google Domains, especially for GMB, if you want to get your own domain. All right. Then remember, you need to secure your name. You want to secure your name. So your domain name is unique to your own business. If, for example, I'll talk about Impactor's domain again, www.impactor.org. There's no other business that has the same domain name. There's no other organization that has the same domain name. It's unique to your business. So you need to secure your name. All right. So you can go to either GoDaddy, Domain King, and Bluehost to secure your domain name. And then while you're securing your domain name, you can look at getting an SSL certificate for your website. What do I mean by an SSL certificate? It is a security certificate. So you see when you go online and you make a search maybe on Google, so when you're looking at the URL of that website that appears, there's the https maybe impactor.org. Okay. So the one with the S after the P, HTTPS, the S indicates that that is a secure site. It has a security certificate. So if you look at a website that is just HTTP without the S, it means the site is not as secure. Okay. So when you're securing your domain name, you can also ensure that you get a security certificate for your website. That is the SSL certificate. The next thing, sometimes as a small business owner, you don't have the funds to, get or engage a web developer. You don't have the funds, okay? So you can look at creating your own website. You can create your own website and you don't need coding skills for that. So you go to either wix.com or Google Sites. You can go to wix.com or Google Sites, and then you can get started with creating your own website. So there will be templates that are ready for you. They are ready templates. All you need to do is to customize the templates, all right? Input details of your business and then customize the templates according to your brand colors. So remember, as a business, you're looking at building your brand. You need to have a logo. You can create your own logo from canva.com. So you can go to canva.com and get a template there and create your own logo if you don't have the money to pay for a graphic designer to create a logo for you. All right. So when you're creating your brand image, you need a logo. Then what are your brand colors? All right. What are your brand colors? If I look at Impactor, mostly we have yellow and brown. So you can see even our posters, they have a lot of yellow, they have a lot of brown, because those are our brand colors. So identify your brand colors. When you're creating your website, you also need to customize it according to your brand colors. All right. So you can go to wix.com and Google Sites, edit your business details, customize the website as you would want. I mean, customize the templates as you would want for it to relate with your brand image. All right. Then I've talked about utilizing and customizing templates. That's all you need to do. What are your brand colors? You need to input your logo first. What are your brand colors? What does your business do? So you need to have a write-up and then transfer this information to the templates that are there. You understand? And then you need to upload content to at least humanize I mean, put some human touch on your website. So you're a graphics designer. Maybe you had a fashion event to start the year. So you can input photos. And remember, your photos have to be high quality photos. I mean, you'd not want your clients to go to your website and they're seeing blurry images, you know. So you need to upload high resolution images, all right? And make sure that they are the correct size, because at the end of the day, you don't want to input bulky images that will make your website slow. You don't want, personally, if I go to a website and I click on it and it's buffering, and it's buffering, I still have to wait like a minute or two to wait for it to finish buffering so I can access the site. No one has that time. So to also ensure that you increase your website speed, make sure that you don't upload heavy or rather bulky images, all right, or rather bulky bulky videos. You can upload videos, just ensure that they're not too bulky to buffer your site. Do you understand? So when you're looking at the best practices to create content for your website, the first thing you need to do, and it's not just for your website. So when you're looking at creating content, either for your website, for your Google business profile, or your social media pages, the common denominator on all this is your audience. Who are you targeting? What is their demographics? What is the psychographics of your audience? When I say psychographics, I mean, what are their interests? What are their values? You need to understand your clients in detail, and you need the most important thing you need to understand is their challenge. What are the pain points of my clients? Because when I understand the challenges my clients go through, then I'm able to position my business or myself as a solution to that challenge. Okay, because clients will always be seeking a solution to whatever challenge that they have. And if you place your business as a solution, they come to your page and they say, you know what, I've been trying to get deliveries because I work from home. I don't have time to go out and look for food. So I just want I want an eatery where I can just call and they deliver. And you're an eatery and they come to your page and they see that you offer deliveries. They'll obviously interact with you because they feel like, most businesses that I talk to don't offer deliveries, so I have to leave my house. But on this one, you've indicated that you offer deliveries. So obviously, you're already a solution to my challenge. Okay, so you need to prioritize your audience in that manner. You need to look at your competitors. What is your competitor doing that you're not doing? Why does your competitor have many people going to their pages? Maybe they have good posts. The posts that they are posting, maybe they are engaging. Okay, maybe they're using nice images for their posts. So you can try and use the same. Or I go to my competitors page and I see that they're not active. All right, they post maybe once in a month, okay, or once in 2 weeks. I can take that opportunity to ensure consistency on my page. So the more I engage with people, the highly likely I'm able to get people to convert with me. All right. Then you need to learn about search engine optimization. This one will be covered in detail in the session on Wednesday. So we'll cover this in detail because SEO is a component of digital marketing. This will be covered in detail in the next class. But the basics is when I talk about search engine marketing, when you go to Google and you type maybe anything. You're looking at a pizza restaurant near me or pizza delivery near me. There will be results that come. Okay, there'll be results that show up. So from the results that show up, the people who are running ads, if they're running sponsored ads, obviously they've paid to appear at the top. And we all know that you only click the top results. No one goes to the bottom to look for anything. So assuming uh, there's no business that's running sponsored ads, there will still be results. So how can you ensure that you either appear at the top, because you like I mentioned, only people click. I mean, most people click at the top results. So how do I ensure that I appear at the top when someone searches for either a product or a service that I'm dealing with? So that is search engine optimization, and it will be covered in detail in the next class. All right. So when you want to go over and above with e-commerce plugins, you've already figured that I want to get started with e-commerce. So how do I ensure that I input additional features that will give me, uh, you know, that will give my site additional features. All right. So you can decide to have a promotion or a discount code. You can decide to have an easy checkout code, an SEO tool, email marketing. If you want to get started with email marketing, how do you collect emails? That is the question most people ask. I want to get started with email marketing. How do I collect emails? Okay. How do I collect emails? So you can have an email marketing integration on your site. So when people come to your site, they fill in the inquiry form, you're collecting their emails. Okay, so you already know their interest. The fact that they came to your site already shows that they have an interest. All right, so there's that. You can have that as a plugin on your site. And then if you have multiple payment options, if it is mobile money, if it is Visa, you can have that as a plugin on your site. So basically, these are five examples of plugins that you can have on your site. And plugins, like I mentioned, are software tools that give your site additional features. All right. So where do you download plugins? I've talked about what plugins are and the different plugins that you can have. You can go to either WooCommerce, Easy Digital Downloads, or WP Commerce to download plugins. All right. You can go to WooCommerce, Easy Digital Downloads, or WP e-commerce to download plugins. But at the end of the day, as much as I'm creating a website, it needs to be mobile responsive. It needs to be responsive, because more and more people, not everyone is using or everyone has a laptop, but you find that we have more and more people um, getting access to mobile. So more and more people are getting access to mobile. So I need to make sure that when they come to my site via their mobile, it is buffering. It looks nice, so it doesn't look distorted on the mobile device. And how do you test whether your site is mobile friendly? This link will be posted in the chat section, g.co/test my site, g.co/test my site. So you can click on that link to ensure that you test your site, to ensure that it is mobile friendly. Do you get? So you can go to g.co/test my site to ensure your site is mobile friendly. All right. So that is, we are done with the second part of this session. Do I have any questions? I know I saw a question. Please pardon, on securing a domain name and getting the SSL certificate. How do I go about it? So you can go to either Africa Domains or Google sites, either Africa Domains or Google sites to register your domain name. All right. You can go to Africa Domain or Google sites to register your domain name. And then you want to secure your site, you can go to Blue King, GoDaddy, and then what is the other one that I shared? Let me look at it. Uh, this is it. I talked about GoDaddy. Yes, GoDaddy, Bluehost, and Domain King. So if you want to register your domain name, you go to Africa Domain and Google Domains to register your domain name. And then to secure your site, you can go to GoDaddy, Domain King, or Bluehost. So talking about the SSL certificate, that is the security certificate that ensures that you have secured your website from hackers or something like that. All right. So the S on HTTPS, the S on your URL, HTTPS, the S shows that you have a security certificate on your site. All right. Site is not showing. I think the site is showing on my end. I've clicked the site and it's showing on my end. So maybe just make sure that your network is fine, because I've just clicked on the site and I can see it's fine. Please pardon, yeah, the content at this point is not easy. How can I make my domain name registered? I've talked about that. You can go to Africa Domain or Google Domain. All right. I love this. We'll be going through this material later today. Thank you so much, Journey with Nicole. Yes, so just to keep you in the know, you can access the recording of this class immediately after. So the same link that you joined with, you can access the recording immediately after the session. The recording is available to you at any one time. If you want to, listen again, you want to take a few pointers, you can always revisit the recording. So the last part of this class you're going to look at is utilizing social media to grow your sales. Utilizing social media to grow or drive your sales, right? So this is the last part of the class. We've looked at e-commerce, and then we've looked at building your brand on the online space, and then now we're looking at e-commerce. Social media. So when we started the session, I asked about the benefits of taking your business online, and most of you told me you get to increase your reach, you get to increase your visibility. We talked about making more sales, increase your awareness. So these are basically a summary of the responses that we had in the chat section, which basically are also responsive to the question on the screen. So some of the benefits that come about by placing your business on social media is you get to generate more sales. You're able to make more sales. So remember when we started the class, I talked about the customer journey funnel: awareness, interest, evaluation, engagement, and conversion. All right. So if you get to move more people from the awareness stage to the conversion stage, you're highly likely to increase your sales as a business. And then you're able to add value to your brand. Okay. You create your own brand identity, you create your own brand reputation, right? The positive, if more and more, if you have a positive brand reputation, you're obviously having a lot of, value for your brand. Okay. You're getting more value for your brand. You're able to improve your marketing, because I can look at, this is what I'm doing, this is what my competitor is doing, what can I do better, how can I increase my marketing? So I'm not just doing the same thing that I started doing when I opened my social media page. Okay, so I'm always looking at different ways to, if it is to increase awareness or if it is to make sales, depending on the objectives that I have. Then you're able to build relationships and networks. You're able to build relationship with your clients. All right. So they can always come to your page and they say, you know what, I think I've been buying from Beryl for the past 5 years and they're very reliable. They have a good customer service. All right. So you're building relationships with your clients, which leads to brand loyalty. It's very important to encourage brand loyalty among your clients. And the only way you can encourage brand loyalty is to ensure that you're providing quality service to your clients and you're always following up with them. Assuming I'm an iPhone shop. I sell iPhones. Okay. So I've sold iPhones to like 100 people. And then in the next year, I decide, you know what, just besides iPhones, I'm going to start selling iPhone accessories. So I start bringing in customized back covers or screensavers or AirPods for iPhones. Okay, so I can always go back to the previous customers who bought iPhones from me and I tell them, you know what? So I have brought in some new product that I think you might like, seeing that you got iPhones from me. So I can give you a customized back cover. How would you want for it to look like? I now sell AirPods that you can use with your iPhones. I now sell screen protectors. Is it something that you like? Okay, so it builds relationships and networks with your clients, and then you stay competitive because you're always doing competitor analysis. So you're able to stay ahead of the game. You can look at what's trending. All right. So I've given an example of diversifying your products. So you can look at what's trending. So I think in the last year, like last year, we had many people, buying. Many people started buying these Fitbit watches, the smart watches. All right. So I decided as a business, you know what, these smart watches, if I get them, my clients can use them, the Apple watches, all right? They can link their phones with the Apple watches. So there's some benefits to it. So how do I stay ahead of my competitor? I can decide to bring in these Fitbit watches, all right, and cross-sell or upsell to my previous customers and still get new customers. So I'm staying ahead. I'm not just the phone that sells iPhones. I'm the phone. I'm not just the shop that sells iPhones. I'm now the shop that sells iPhones and iPhone accessories. All right. So I'm staying ahead of the game. I'm always a step ahead. All right. So when you're looking at building your social media strategy, there are five things that you need to look at. There are five things that you need to look at when you're building your social media strategy. So you need to look at, who are my audience? What are my business goals? What are the different social media platforms that I can use? My tone of voice, and then what is success to me? So let's break this down. When I'm looking at my audience, I need to understand, who am I targeting? If it's the demographic of my target audience, am I targeting females? Fine, I'm targeting females. But am I targeting teens? All right. Or am I targeting young females or adult females or senior females? I need to break it down, because all these people, they're females, but they have different needs according to their age brackets. So I need to really understand, um, to the to the last detail, who my audience is, and then what are they interested in, what are their interests, what are their perceptions, what are their values, what influences them. All right. When are they usually online? Because if I'm targeting working class people, I understand that they're normally online in the evening when they leave work, because they've gotten home, they just want to relax, they're on their phone, or they're in traffic heading home. So I already know that if I'm targeting working class people, I can always get them in the morning before 8 a.m. when they start their work, or during lunch hour because they're on lunch break, or in the evening. All right. And then which social media platforms do they use? Because if I have most of my clients using Facebook and Instagram, there's no point in putting my efforts on LinkedIn and Twitter if I know it's not going to convert for me. All right. And then the business goals. What are my goals as a business person? All right. What do I want to achieve? Do I want to be known for good customer service? Do I want to be known for awareness, for sale? I mean, do I want to make sales? Do I just want people to follow me, or do I want to connect with influencers? I need to understand my business goals. What do I want to achieve? And then from the different social media platforms. All right. So this is the social media platform that I want. These are the different options that I have. I've already figured that my clients mostly use Facebook and Instagram. Okay. So if I get on these platforms, will it be focused on business or lifestyle? Right. Then before I even get started, if I figure out that they use Facebook and Instagram mostly, I can decide maybe to start with Facebook, test it maybe in the first 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, see what kind of traction I'm getting, see the kind of engagement I'm getting. So you need to test and learn. All right. It's normally people say don't place all your eggs in one basket. So don't open social media pages all across, and then you don't even know what's working out for you. All right. So because each channel, like is mentioned in the screen, have different strategies. Then what is my tone of voice? All right. What are my brand guidelines? So I can decide to be witty. I mean, if you're in Kenya, you'll see, I'll talk about Kenya because mostly I'm in Kenya. So there's a brand called Safaricom, all right? They're the biggest network providers in Kenya, right? So if you go to their pages, the way they respond to people, they're usually very witty and funny, because that is their tone of voice. That is their online tone of voice that they've chosen, all right? But if it's a corporate organization, you don't expect your social media manager to be engaging with people the same way probably Safaricom does. You understand? So you need to have a guideline on the tone of voice that you use, and then your logo use. I talked about the importance of your brand identity and the importance of having your logo. You can also have guidelines in terms of you're creating posters. So normally, let's have our logo maybe at the top right or the top bottom of the flyer. So you need to have guidelines on your logo use, and then your fonts and colors. If I see this color, I can immediately, like, for example, the Safaricom that I've talked about. If I see the color green, even on a billboard or something, even before I see their logos, I can tell this might be for Safaricom because I'm relating the brand color with the brand itself. So they've already created their own brand identity, right? And then the do's and don'ts. What do you do on social media? What don't you do? Okay. If it is responding to comments, I can have a guideline saying that comments will be responded to at most 2 hours after an inquiry was made. If someone comes to my page and makes an inquiry, at most turnaround time for response is either 30 minutes or 1 hour, right? And then what are your style of images? And then what does success look like to you as a business? So this basically takes us back to our business goals. These are the goals that I had. I wanted to increase my customer service or awareness. I wanted to increase sales. So what does success look like to me? Did I get more followers? Was that my goal? Did I increase my sales? Was that my goal? Am I having more and more clients dropping reviews on my page? So that means my customer service is improving. So what does success look like to you? Which basically takes you back to your business goals. All right. So looking at the different social media platforms, you have to understand that each social media platform has its own features. Each social media platform has its own features. So you need to look at the different features. So you need to look at the different features of every platform. So the first thing, there's Twitter. Twitter is very good for quick fire conversations. You want to hop onto, sorry, just give me a second. All right. Sorry. So we're looking at Twitter. Twitter is very good for quick fire conversations. You want to know what's trending, you want to hop onto a trend. Twitter is the best place for you. And then you can pin comments. If you want, people are coming to your page, but you want, when they come to your profile, maybe there's an important message you need people to look at before they scroll on your post. So you can always pin tweets, okay, for important comments or messages that you want people to see when they come to your page before they even look at your posts. All right. And then with Twitter, you need to use a lot of hashtags. So you can join conversations and get noticed by using relevant hashtags. You can always ask questions or run polls. Then there's also Facebook. I've talked about Facebook and Instagram, and I talked about the need of being visual with your post. So you're creating your post, you've populated first your pages, you've input your business details, and then I'm using posters, then I need to have call to actions. What do I want people to do when they see my post? All right. It's very important to have a call to action. I can't just make a post like, so assuming I have a new recipe. So I say, check out the new recipe, not check out. So maybe I announce, Beryl's Eateries has a new recipe, and then I post the photo and leave it at that. It does not make sense. It does not make sense. Beryl's restaurant has a new recipe. You would want to check it out. Visit our restaurant or something like that. But you need to have a call to action. I'm just trying to give an example. Then you can link your website with your Facebook. You can link your WhatsApp business with your Facebook as well. With Instagram, remember we said Twitter, you need to use hashtags. It's the same thing with Instagram as well. All right. And Instagram works well with influencers. So if you want to follow influencers or brands, Instagram is the best place. But do not overdo hashtags. Don't overdo hashtags. Some people, you go to their pages, you find like they have 10 hashtags or 15 hashtags on one post with 15 hashtags. It's basically overdoing, right? LinkedIn is very professional. So if you want to establish yourself as a thought leader on the LinkedIn page, so I mean, if you want to establish yourself as a thought leader on the online space, LinkedIn is the best place for you. If you want to look at recruitment, you basically want to look corporate, very corporate and very professional, LinkedIn is the best place for you. All right. So that is the last part. I think we've covered the last part of the session pretty well. I hope you filled in the attendance form. Please ensure you fill in the attendance form, like I mentioned. fill in the attendance form and make sure you input your correct name as you would like for it to appear on your certificate. Thank you, Beatrice. Thank you so much. I can't see any question yet. So you can drop your questions in the chat section. And then please remember to sign up for the Google Hustle Academy. Judith will post the link in the chat section. Remember to sign up for the Google Hustle Academy. And then you can follow us on our social media pages, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Google Digital Skills for Africa, or Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Impact Hub. So you can follow us on our social media pages. And you can also sign up on the Google Hustle Academy. The attendance form will be shared shortly. Judith will share the attendance form with you. Let me see if I have it. I can also share with you in the chat. Let me see if I have the attendance form. Yes, so I've just shared the attendance form. Make sure you sign up on the attendance form. So we'll meet again on Wednesday, same time. So I'll see you on Wednesday, same time, 4 p.m. Thank you so much. Thank you, Judith. Thank you so much, Shanila. Some things I didn't care about today. I see they're very important. Thank you so much, Shanila. Thank you, Leonard. Thank you, everyone, for joining. I hope we've all learned one or two things that we didn't know. The next class, you're going to look at creating your own digital marketing plan. So we're going to look at creating your own digital marketing plan in the next class. All right? So thank you, guys. Bye. I know we've taken like 6 minutes after we were supposed to end at exactly 5, but I think 6 minutes is fine. 6 minutes after the stop time is fine. So thank you so much for attending. Bye. Enjoy your evening. You can always access the recording after the session. All right. Bye.